Hi folks, welcome back to Game Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Today's episode, high adventure role-playing, and specifically one of HARP, as it's called, one of HARP supplements, College of Magix. Let me just get this out of the way now. I love 95% of HARP. There is a whole lot in this game that I am madly in love with, but that little 5% really prevents me from completely adopting it to my game. Let me tell you what's great about it first. It's a fantasy game, as you can probably tell from the covers. It's a fantasy game that really deconstructs it from the top down, rebuilds it, but builds it in a really cool way. For example, you have your variety of races. There are a lot more attributes than are normal in this game, and everything is sort of percentile based, which then has a modifier. We're getting to what I don't like here. And I like percentile systems. See my review of Call of Cthulhu, but this is a little different. Then it allows you to pick your race. Now you can either pick one of the standard races, which are your human, elf, dwarf, small person, gnome, Grix, which is kind of in there in case you really want a half-orc, but you don't like all the nasty overtones that a half-orc could have. And then they allow you to mix and match. For example, you want to build a half-elf? Fine. You spend a little bit of your development points you get at the beginning of the game. You pick half-elf, you pick major parentage elf, major parentage human. You pick and choose between the attributes you want. Ta-da! You could have a half-human, half-dwarf. If you really wanted to get crazy, you could have a quarter Grix, quarter gnome, quarter human, quarter elf. Talk about your fantasy bouillabaisse you've got going on there. So it can get a little weird, but it really takes that nicely. You've got your skills, which you buy up ranks with, and each rank is 5% up to a certain point, then it becomes 2 or 3%, then it becomes 1. Finally, the magic system is so sweet because it's almost skill-based. You make a roll, and it's scalable. You've got power points. If you want to put more power points into it, it gets harder to make the roll, but it is more powerful. It has better range. It does more damage. It lasts longer. All these great things. I've really grown to love scalable magic in a game. We're getting to what I don't like. And what I don't like is to really do this game as it's written, and it is beautifully written. You need to be able to juggle you need to be able to juggle a lot of math. Now, we all juggle math when we game. We all add either to a D10 or a D20 or roll a bunch of D6s and add them up together. Yeah. Folks, what doesn't really work here is that you might have to add 72 to 104 and subtract 23. Now, if you can do that very quickly or have a little solar calculator by the side of your hand and punch those out, this game will be great for you. I can't do that. Okay, I'm an engineer and I can't do that math that quick. I know my players. I've only known one player in my life, and Keith, if you're watching this, I'm talking about you, who could handle numbers that fast. I can't do it, my players can't. I have been mentally trying to come up with a way to fix this. Now, they give you a lot of optional rules in this. They give you the Drunkards Rule, which is round everything up or down to 5 to make your life easier. Yes, it'll make your life easier, but I present to you 75 plus 65 minus 20. Yeah, I can kind of do that in my head real quick, but to me that takes some of the speed and the cadence out of a game. Okay, what else can we say about this? That's my problem with this. That's what keeps me from actively implementing this. If I could find a way to divide everything by 5 and get it based on a D20, I am much better with 17 plus 4 minus 5. I can do that one better. But anyway, what else is really good about this? Well, one of the funnier things, and this kind of shows its origins with Rollmaster, which I have to be honest, when I was playing, we always called that Table Master, because the legend was every weapon had like a 2-page, like 1 page front and back table for it, like damage and fumbles and criticals. And if you liked that, that was good for you. But I always like things a little faster. So now they've got the critical tables, but it's just for each type of weapon. For example, slashing, grappling, crushing, puncture, fire, ice, that sort of thing. Large criticals, huge criticals, martial arts criticals, blah, blah, blah. So here's what they do. Obviously, higher is better. The engine in this is an open-ended deep percentile roll, and you want high this time. It's not highest without going over. It's not aim low. It's go high. So you could have everything from, by the time your 2-hit is calculated and you subtract their defense, here's what you could get. Everything from negative, for the slash critical, negative 19 to negative 10. Stop embarrassing your friends. You hit them for 1 hit point. 2, 71 to 80. Blow to his elbow. Foe takes 20 hits, stunned for 1 round, bleeds for 1 round, and is at minus 15. It's better. Up to 120. Instant death. If you find enough pieces, you may be able to send them home to his mother in a trinket box. They get kind of funny in there. If you like a little comedy interjected, that's a good system for you. Now, College of Magix takes the existing magic system and expands on it. It's not just a list of spells you get for each occupation and a universal list that you can pick and choose from to build what you want. This really expands it outward. You have everything from blood magic in here to ritual-based magic, rune carving, high magic, which really gets into the flow of magic energy and the ley lines, which you can imagine can go very, very badly for you if you're not well prepared. I like HARP, and I like it a lot. If it wasn't for just adding and juggling the 3 and 2 number math, I would really be all over this game. I don't see me being able to do that handily, though, without a calculator. And who wants to drag out a calculator during gaming? I mean, really, except for gold piece calculations, do we really want that? College of Magix is a great supplement that expands outward on the magic aspect of it. And a thing I like about this is it even allows you to build your own spells on the fly. I'm really getting into build your own spells on the fly systems. Great art, great setting, a system that just really doesn't do it for me. If you want a fantasy game that's a little different than your bog standard Dungeons & Dragons, check this one out. It's really fun, and if you can handle the math, this is a great one for you. For Gaming Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Good day and good gaming.